The great Jurgen Klopp, former manager of Borussia Dortmund and Liverpool, officially announced his retirement earlier this summer, shocking fans with this message.
I will leave the club at the end of the season. I can understand that it's a shock for a lot of people in this moment when you hear it the first time, but obviously I can explain it, or at least try to explain it. It is that how can I say that I'm running out of energy.
After 23 seasons as a manager, racking up 13 trophies, including a Champions League title, nobody can blame Klopp for being a little bit tired. However, taking a page out of Tom Brady's playbook, Klopp is returning to the world of soccer less than 3 months after leaving Liverpool. Well, kind of. While he promised he wouldn't coach another European club, Klopp has found a way to side-skirt that promise for his next chapter. That's because Red Bull announced last week it has hired Jurgen Klopp as its new head of global soccer. So what does that mean exactly? Well, Klopp will now oversee all of Red Bull's soccer clubs across the globe, including professional teams that they either fully or partially own in Germany, the United States, Austria, Brazil, Japan, and England. While he won't be involved in the day-to-day operations of any specific club, Klopp will function in more of a hand-of-the-king role, providing oversight to each of Red Bull's club sporting directors and guiding global scouting and coaching development programs. It's definitely a lower stress role than Klopp might have been used to. He certainly doesn't have to worry about running out of energy anymore, but it also perfectly highlights how Red Bull uses sports to create billions in enterprise value. So, what do you know about Red Bull? Yes, it's an energy drink and the preferred chaser for college students across the country. But Red Bull as a company is much more than that. You might have heard some people say, quote, Red Bull isn't an energy drink company, it's a marketing company, end quote. Now, that's not just some LinkedIn slogan for Red Bull, it's their entire business philosophy. So let's take things back to where they began. The year is 1982. Gas was 91 cents a gallon, E.T. was dominating the box office, and Thriller was blasting from every boombox and 8-track player. Meanwhile, an Austrian toothpaste maker named Dietrich Mateschitz was on a business trip in Thailand when he tried a local beverage named Krating Dang. It was an energy drink consumed by Thailand's working class to help them give a boost of energy and cure their hangovers. Mateschitz loved it so much that he quickly put together a plan to bring it to Europe. Mateschitz ended up cutting a deal with the company's founder, Chalio Uvidia, to become 50-50 partners. Mateschitz made some immediate changes, of course, renaming the business Red Bull GmbH, changing the formula to add more carbonation and updating the packaging to a thin can to elevate the look a little bit more than it previously was. Mateschitz and his new business partner each invested $500,000 into the new company, but Mateschitz made it very clear what part of the enterprise he wanted to be in control of. He assigned all of the physical production to Uvidia's pharmaceutical company, while making his side of things solely focused on marketing the product. This is where Mateschitz separated himself from everyone else. Instead of following the traditional Mad Men marketing playbook of radio, TV, and newspaper ads, he identified sports, and specifically action sports, as an avenue with a lot of untapped potential. Over the next several decades, Mateschitz went around like a suburban dad let loose at Costco, buying up every sports asset he could find. After it was all said and done, he acquired 2 Formula One teams, 6 soccer teams, 2 hockey teams, a cycling team, and an esports team. Red Bull also sponsors athletes, owns and operates a media business, a travel agency, and various action sports events, including cliff diving, rock climbing, surfing, 3-on-3 basketball tournaments, rollerblading, and even chariot racing. Yes, you heard that correctly. Chariot racing. Are you not entertained? Well, all of these assets are collectively worth more than $5 billion today, but that's not what's most important to Red Bull. They obviously never want to be in the business of losing money and remain focused on purchasing teams and events in the hopes that they'll grow. But Red Bull isn't a company looking to buy low and sell high. They see all of these assets as an investment to lower customer acquisition costs. Here's what I mean. Red Bull puts about 35% of its annual sales towards marketing. This is significantly higher than competitors like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, who allocate 9% and 6.5% respectively. That's not even including Red Bull's $500 million a year budget for Formula One and the expensive athlete endorsement contracts. And they're not just spending billions of dollars on traditional advertising either. Red Bull spends a lot of time and effort trying to win the internet by conducting online events that they think can go viral. The best example of this is when they spent 5 years working with Felix Baumgartner on the 128,000-foot supersonic freefall from space. The stunt cost the company $50 million to produce.
Jumper away. Felix in a stable descent. And Felix is back to run safely, the new world record holder.
And experts have said that it was worth $6 billion in value to the overall brand. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that that was a good use of money. There have been plenty of other stunt-focused marketing campaigns too, like the time they had Italian pilot Dario Costa fly a plane 152 miles per hour through a 1.4-mile tunnel in Turkey. Or the time that they spent a year building a drone that could accelerate 186 miles per hour in 4 seconds so it could follow Max Verstappen around Silverstone's Formula One track.
150, 180, 250, it's amazing, 310.
That video alone got 24 million views on YouTube. These stunts have generated billions of impressions online, and while impressions don't always bring profit, Red Bull has seen a quantifiable increase in sales following these events time and time again. It's not just the spectacle of it all either. These stunts allow Red Bull to create history rather than just advertising against it. However, unlike Evel Knievel, their business isn't just about wild stunts. Team ownership is equally important to Red Bull because it enables them to capitalize on fan passion in sports. They know that fandom is passed down through generations, so rather than spending billions on ads that don't connect emotionally with sports fans, they spend the money on actually owning the assets that these fans care so much about. It's not quite why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free, but it's as close as you can get in this business. The reason it's a smart strategy, though, is because these teams produce enough revenue to drive economic value by themselves. Then when you add in the control from the top-down advertising component, you've got a pretty sweet setup. In the end, Red Bull's energy drink sales remain the most important, and their fine-tuned business strategy has led them to control 40% of the US energy drink market, despite the fact that they don't even produce the energy drinks themselves. So while it might have come as a strange decision, Red Bull's hiring of Jurgen Klopp is really just a continuation of this strategy. It's truly a win-win for everyone. Klopp now has a less demanding job while still remaining in the world of football. And if he can increase the success of Red Bull's teams on the pitch, even just a little bit, the value that flows toward Red Bull's parent company will be exponentially more than whatever Klopp is being paid. Clearly, Red Bull doesn't need help with their marketing, but if you ask me, it might be time for the company to change its slogan to Red Bull gives you wins.